Alright, today we're going to Whole Foods to change out an antenna on a kiosk. Kiosk is just a fancy word for a computer. As you see, I already removed the right antenna, now I'm unscrewing the left. Come on, let's go. Oops. Okay, now to do the right. Loosen this one up. Then I'll be able to remove it from the inside of the kiosk. Alright, so I'm just going to take these little things and put them in this bag right here so they can be secured.
Actually, put that right there.
And then I'm going to go inside the kiosk and pull the old antenna cables in and get ready to take them out so I can install this new one right here. Alright, so this new one is going to go on the back first. It's external. I'm going to route the cable through that grommet or hole, whatever you want to call it. Alright, and there, it's done. Psych, just kidding. Alright, now I'm getting the screws ready so I can mount this antenna. And I'm just going to figure out which way the antenna goes according to the holes that are there. And it fits this way. And when you tighten these on here, don't over tighten it. It just needs to be tight enough so no one can come around and unscrew it with their fingers or the incorrect tool. All right. Don't ever just tighten something down real tight because you think it needs to be extra tight. Most of the time it doesn't. It just needs to be secured. All right, so I'm gonna make an executive decision not to put the third screw in here because, as you can see, the calendar won't be able to slide back and forth. And if the calendar can't slide back and forth, they won't be able to change it. Now these antennas, I like to put them like in one point one way, one point the other way type of direction because I feel like they could get the best reception that way. I'm not sure. I just feel like that's just the best way to do it. That's my opinion. It's not a fact. I know that guy was laughing at me. Alright, so I'm taking the old screws that I removed from the old antenna. I'm going to put it back on the wire because I'm going to ship them back, the old part, with it all intact. That's just the way I do things when I'm doing things like that. It's just so that it doesn't get lost in the box during shipment from it moving around. It's pretty much secured where it would be if it was on the kiosk. You get what I'm trying to say, right? I hope so.
Alrighty.
Alright, so I'm going to pull these through. I worked on these a few times, so I know how to pull it. Just pull it towards the center and whatever. That's the cradle point right there. That's nothing but like a cellular data plan. It's like having a cell phone with an Ethernet jack, so to say. It's just internet. So I'm gonna remove this. And just to note, I am not tugging on this hard. I am just pulling it through the center and going with the flow. I'm not yanking it too hard, trying to break a cable, anything like that. You don't want to force anything with IT. If you're having to force it, you're not doing it right. Okay, now I'm adding the old antennas back on because, like I said, I don't want the parts to get lost during shipping. So if I screw the antenna ear back on, it will keep the bolt, whatever, the nut and the washer in place during shipping.
Where the hell is this computer at?
Just in case you was wondering, the computer is actually this little gray box up here in the upper left. The blue cables running to it. That is actually the computer for this machine. I know it's nice and small, right? Alright, so I'm going to do some cable management for the new antenna. I'm going to run it through whatever these things are called. I can't remember, but I'm gonna run it through so it looks nice and neat, and I'm gonna line it up with the available USB port on this small little PC. All right, go ahead and plug it in. All right, so I think I have to call before I can remove this blue cable, because they still want the connection before they do a cutover. So a cutover is when they basically switch devices for the network, so switch devices for a certain thing. So since we taken out the cradle point and we added in the Wi-Fi antennas in the back, that's called a cutover. So I got the okay to remove
Connecting,
it. So I'm removing it.
authenticating, connected.
Don't mind me, I'm talking to a remote engineer over the phone.
All right, I think it's stabilized. All right, I think it's connected. You should be able to remote back in.
All right, so now removing the power cable from the cradle point, because the Wi-Fi cutover was successful. We won't be using the cellular data no more. We're using the Wi-Fi from the store. So I'm gonna cut here, remove the power supply. Get these cables untangled so I can remove the cradle point's power supply from in here.
Let me know that there's no issues with the printer or label, everything.
All right, yeah, a couple of Amazon return labels printed out.
Okay, no issues with them, right? They all look good.
Yes.
All right.
All right, I'm almost done here. I will be cleaning up this mess shortly. Put some receipt paper back there. Oh, and if you ever remove a zip tie, make sure you put it back, just for common courtesy. And also, it's probably a reason why it's there. So here's the zip tie I'm gonna put back since I snipped this earlier.
Yep, I have it all. You heard me? Hello?
And do you have any questions?
What's your name again?
Jack, like Jack and Jill.
Okay, Jack. Yeah, no. Yeah, I have it all. I just took it all apart and everything. So I have the power supply, the Ethernet cable, the two antennas, and the two antenna cables, and the antenna ends.
Love it. Fantastic.
Right, so I'm
And, hey,
stuff-
if you have any, just make sure to get pictures also. Pictures up on the work order, of course, notes, all that stuff. If you have any questions, just reach out to us. We can help you out. And thank you so much for doing the work and being patient with me. I appreciate it, my man.
All right, no
And,
problem,
we'll
Jack.
catch you on the next job, okay?
All right, you have a good one.
You too, my man. See ya.
Thank you.
All right, so I'm just gonna make sure the zip tie that I put here is secured. Packing up the old cradle point with the antennas and putting it inside the box, getting it ready for shipping. All right, I'm pretty much done. I already gave them back their kiosk keys. All right, now I can leave.